And you're live, sir.
Yeah, all right. This is what's really happening. I got Jl Stiles in the building, Stiles, musician. And what'd you think about the car jitsu so far? That you just see a picture here.
I haven't seen it. I just want the audience to know I'm not associated in any way with car jiu-jitsu.
But you might want to be. We're watching
some sort of a Jewish joke.
We're watching women, but there's guys that do this too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Do you want to? I mean.
Yeah, let's play. Let's watch this right here. Yeah.
All right.
So check this out. I've been really into this lately. They got mouth guards on.
All right. Shake hands.
All right. See how we do. How's it going?
Hajime!
That's the ref right there. I'm excited about this.
4.
I guess
4 points.
just getting with that
Alexandra.
belt right there. What if that guy? I guess right there. Oh, that's been done.
Yeah, keep switching your head. Keep switching your head to move. Keep moving. You gotta keep moving.
Ooh. I think incorporate a car jack. Right? Like they're going at it, and people are coming in there to fight. You know about jiu-jitsu, right?
I do.
How are these moves? Moves familiar to you?
No. Well, they're familiar, but not from.
There is a lot of moaning and panting. Like, if this was...
Stop that!
Damn. I feel you're hard to
I mean,
beat,
it
man.
could sound like sex.
It
It sounds like it. Definitely.
I got no stamina. That's my problem.
I want to see what
Man.
If I get to know you, it's a different person. You were supposed to find a different one.
It was a different person? You said she was soft.
Well,
Okay, Becky, then.
it's a different person.
So I don't think they started out.
I had pneumonia. She has a handicap. God.
All right,
So it's
seat
whoever
belt back on.
makes
2
it
more
the
seconds
other
to
side.
breathe.
I am not ready.
Here they go. Here they go.
Chill, guys.
Hard, man.
You gotta get on top.
Here we go.
Ready?
God.
Win. Go! All right.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. Christian. Yeah, Christian, keep pushing. Don't let it get on top.
It is?
It's a pretty bad idea.
No. Don't fall back. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Yeah. Like that. Watch the head.
Oh God, she's trying to get out of the car. That's how you end.
No, that's out of bounds. There was one video where the girls actually broke.
Oh, no, keep the knees tight, Kristen. Keep your knees tight. 4 points for Alexandra.
Damn it.
If this weren't car jitsu,
You get the toe cramp there, or one of those upper hip cramps.
And your galley attempt down here.
this would be creepy if it wasn't car jitsu. Just a bunch of guys looking in the car,
Yeah,
like taking pictures.
Oh, I am the worst spot.
Yeah, it does look good. Consider.
I think that's what's one.
The fact that there were at least 7 people that I can get involved in this.
That one. Go. What?
Well, that wasn't going to go anywhere.
She tapped to the. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Stop inside.
See, okay, you're doing the other.
You're going to get it eventually. I want you to work, though. I don't.
I think that was
Okay.
Is that it? Are we done?
The girls and a female crab jiu-jitsu
My
fighter.
name's Kristen. Yeah. What's yours name?
Judging.
Shay. I'm Alex Flores.
I've called like 3 MMA events that he fought in. So this is a tough opponent.
Yeah, it's for the
That
kids.
was very beautiful.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's fun
Educational.
and difficult. Okay. Is that it? Are we done? God. Good. Dude, getting wedged in here is like the worst. Like, there's no way I'm gonna get up from that.
Hi, my name is Arina, and I would like you to give you a few reasons why you should consider dating.
She's or whoever that woman was Slavic.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think? Is that something they need to bring back? That was from 2020, and I just discovered that recently.
Wow, it's so not old. But it's, yeah, I mean, anything past, say, 1995 is sort of new for me. I'm an old-fashioned person. But, yeah, that was, well, it was what it was. I'm not going to pass judgment.
Huh.
I'm not here to judge, be judgmental and
You
judgy.
think they should bring it back? I kind of feel
Well,
like
I think
it
we
fell
should
up.
let the audience decide on that. You know, were there a lot of YouTube views, people clamoring for that to come back?
There's a lot of views there.
I'm not sure. We would have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
probably.
thinking it's popular.
Which probably means it's not good.
Right.
Is that
Absolutely.
Is that because maybe it was the ladies wrestling? You think that's what it was?
Well, that would be that's preferable.
So
My
maybe
statement.
next week I'll play
guys are kind
guys
of big
card
to be
jitsu.
in there.
Right.
You know, kind of. Yeah, couldn't they get a bigger vehicle for that?
Oh, they got card jitsu
Maybe a
with the
minivan
guys
would be-
too, and they have
the
guys.
back of a van would be pretty. That would almost be legit.
You know, that would be good. They should have
Yeah,
a
like
fight
an
club
Econoline or
in
something.
a van.
A Econoline, it would
See-
be almost like an octagon.
You just get in a van and you have a couple guys with the cameras.
So how did you? You didn't search for. I mean, how did you find this? I mean, what what happened?
I was looking up. I don't know.
Jeez.
See,
I mean,
what,
it's
what,
like, out of all the things for the algorithm of
it was-
tyranny to choose for you to see.
I like martial arts. I like cars. But then I was also looking up classic music.
Wow. So
And I was looking up Iron Maiden.
okay.
I think it was Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden spurred this to be a search result. Wow.
And then there was
That torturous.
well, maybe there was a rapper I was listening to called Young Gravy. He had a song called Bussin'. And maybe that was because bussin' it relates to cars. And maybe that's how he came about that. But I don't know if I would do it a car jitsu.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter really. I mean, yeah, I mean, fighting. You know, you can hurt your hands and get loose teeth and things.
Good, yeah, we should talk about that because
Very productive.
I had my I didn't really write any notes. I had my notebook stolen.
Oh, yeah,
and
they're very hard to come by. You know, once they get stolen.
so I just took
Yeah.
another one, but I didn't really write anything because it was last night, and I don't know, man. It's just hard to liars and thieves. Those are probably the worst, right?
Who?
Liars and thieves. Well, they're not the word. They're in the category of one of the worst, right?
Well, yeah, lying isn't a good thing to do generally. It's stealing. I think stealing is against one of the Ten Commandments.
It is.
They're fairly universally agreed upon bad things, other than adultery, which is not really right. Isn't that one of the Ten Commandments?
You're a Christian man.
I'm not. I'm not a Christian at all, but the Ten Commandments are sort of familiar. I mean,
You-
it's that they're actually, Judaic, right? It was a Moses.
So well, so how do you go by your? Because I also say this often. I say you shouldn't. Everyone should have a set of morals.
Yes.
How do you go by your set of morals?
Oh, Well, I think morals are things that we kind of know to be right and wrong without, right? I mean, they're sort of universally, almost, in a way,
You would
sort of
think.
universal, right?
Well,
Morals.
people say like, well, they need to be instilled in you.
Well, yeah. I mean, in a way, I guess if you're a little child, you can be impulsive and then not consider those things. And so parents inculcate these morals
Yeah. See,
and so forth. But yeah, somehow they're just sort of agreed upon usually. I mean, Ten Commandments aren't that controversial.
no one. I don't know if anyone. No one ever fights over tank. Do they? I think they do. I think
There might
there's-
be a couple in there that are weird. I don't know. I mean, it was
Like-
kind of a long time ago when I wrote them.
Yeah, yeah. Some people say it's just rock. Wait, what was that made on? The Ten Commands. What was it made on?
Well, probably. Well, according to a History of the World Part 1, it was stone tablets, and there were 15 commandments, and he dropped one of the tablets, and it became 10 commandments. But that's a Mel Brooks.
You just dated yourself.
Yeah, that's a Mel Brooks movie. And I don't really know what they were written.
Mon-
but I guess
yeah, yeah, no,
Papyrus. Papyrus is my guess. Reeds.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, sometimes you got to date yourself. Some people are too hung up on oh, I need someone. You find someone that fits. You don't, then you date yourself.
Well, yeah.
So you don't. You're not a fighter. You said.
I'm not a Yeah, I don't go punch. Yeah, I'm not like a boxing punching. I have gotten to a fight before. I did get into a fight. I've been in a couple of fights, legitimately.
Oh, okay. So you're just not active.
But yeah, but I'm old. I'm 54, and I just generally avoid fights.
Oh no. So you.
Not like a
You guys.
Go
Oh,
punching.
okay. So as you get older, it's not that you're weaker. You're just
well, I'm
smarter.
Yeah, and weaker and more susceptible.
We are
I
unlucky.
probably pull a muscle like warming up for a fight. I mean, it's,
Well, because I was working out with my mom today, and then I realized, why am I doing this? This is weird. Well, the part about working out with her, that was weird.
was she like dusting you or something, or were you keeping up? All right. I mean,
Well, it
you're a
was
pretty
walking.
young
It was
guy.
walking videos, and I was working out with the rest of the ladies. It's a screen, and there's a bunch of women on the screen.
Yeah.
And,
I
but-
worked out with my mom way back in the day. I'm going to date myself again. She was
That's
into
right.
the Jane Fonda workout videos in the 70s. These were the late 70s. And I remember I did the Jane Fonda workout video with her. That was damn hard, actually. Jane Fonda was in very good physical condition.
She likes that. I think her name's Debbie Austin or something.
Jane Fonda?
The other one, Debbie. No, but she does. She used to be into that Suzanne Summers, I think. Jane Fonda. I don't know if she had.
She was never into.
I don't know if Jane
She
Fonda
is.
has videos we could look up at the house.
You could certainly find the Jane Fonda workout video, or at least clips of it on YouTube. It was a difficult video. It was hard to actually get.
It was okay.
It was. It burned me out. I mean, I was a kid at the time, but yeah, it was hard to make it through that goddamn Jane Fonda shit. It was a big deal
That
at the
bad? Huh? Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have watched some videos because she'll be playing the workout videos, and then be a guy cussing in the background. That's how you know it was. Is that how you know it's probably good when like you hear someone
Cussing in the
say
background?
the F word out of nowhere? You just hear the F word, and you can hear he's just in pain, and that's probably how you know it was good because that is not supposed to be in there.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think she was profane in this.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of stuff isn't planned. This was just one video we came across. Because we got it's called Free Workout Channel, and
Oh, you found it on YouTube.
it's on. We got the streaming apps
Oh,
on the TV, and so but yeah, I realize it sucks from working out today. It was like a walking thing, and do so much anymore.
Is walking a workout? I mean, that's just
I
like,
guess you do kicking and you do like side by side stuff where you like slide to the rest. And I can't do well. I guess ever since the leg injury, it's like I guess
are you
but-
recovering from injury?
well, it's always in there, like the titanium rod thing.
Shit.
So people, I get people they say, hey, how you feeling? Are you fully healed? Are you fully recovered? And I mean, it's always going to be the same. Once you get like some titanium rod in there, it's like that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, I didn't know you got so injured.
Yeah.
Being rather flip about you working out with your mom. I guess it's a.
Well, that part's weird, yeah. But hey, I guess that's love right there. He's like, all right. So
Always
she
be there for you.
she should know that's love right there. I'm like, what the? All right, fine. But yeah, I was trying to. She kept saying, kick higher, kick higher. I'm like, this sucks. I'm a man, and I'm just like trying to. She has to say this because I'm realizing I can't really kick well. Yeah, I'm a
Men
man
are
here.
generally stiffer.
Okay, I
don't
mean,
know, there was some
the woman's in her
biochemical
70s, though.
reason. What's that?
She's in her early 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess maybe you need to stretch or something. Yeah. Do some
She's gonna live a long time, though. She's gonna live a long time. And I look at her, I'm like, dang, she's not gonna quit. She's gonna be around for hundreds,
Wow.
and still be the same. But I kind of, that's weird, cause like it's weird, cause I feel like when she does hit that age, I want to watch it. Like, dang, wow, how much energy can
You're gonna
you
be like
have?
70
Oh, really? Wait, really?
She's
Oh, wait, that's not right. We're gonna be going to the get our senior discounts together.
you will be.
I'm gonna be on Facebook annoying people because I'm gonna check in at all
Hopefully Facebook will be a thing of the past by then. Lucky.
You think we'll have something more advanced?
No, we can't predict the future. I just know.
No, but yeah.
Huge fan of Facebook.
So the
I mean, yeah, forgive me for being so.
so what kind of injuries do you have?
I developed a little trigger finger on my fretting hand here on my forefinger. It's fine. I mean, I'm functional on guitar.
So you
But yeah, that's a recent injury. I did get this busted pinky playing basketball many years ago in the Panhandle, and
oh, okay, I see it now. Yeah.
we were on a roll with my band at the time, and my bass player kept
A
telling
little
me,
hook.
"Don't play basketball. You're gonna fuck your fingers up." And I ignored him, and somebody tipped a long pass, and it got tipped right into my.
And this is when you were young, when you're
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah,
Like, you're
this
like,
was like 25 years ago. It got screwed up. It's permanently screwed up. I mean, it works. It works okay. It's not bad. Sometimes it gets a little stiff, but yeah, it's fine. I don't.
yeah, we got to be
back.
careful because when we get damaged now, I realize it really hits us.
Well, it's hard to recover from injury. You know,
Yeah.
it takes longer to recover.
It will, or we might not. We will just still be alive. That's it. We'll just still be alive.
Yeah, it could be permanent. You're right.
So it's something hit me, and it's recently. It's kind of part of what you're saying about not into fighting. I don't think I'm, also from that experience I'm talking about with how I can't do so much because that titanium in my leg. It's like I realized I used to think I'd be a hero in society. If I see something happen, I'm gonna go. You
You
fight
got
that.
titanium in your leg. I mean, you kick somebody in the face. You got fucking metal. In
Uh,
there. Probably
I
got some weight to it or something. Yeah,
well
just kidding.
I
don't know what titanium is like.
I
Maybe it's stronger than it was before.
I used
Titanium.
to think the same way you did. It gave me positivity after, and then my uncle messaged me, and we don't talk much. And then I was thinking about him, And then he messaged me. I was like, oh, cool. And then he messaged me and said that, hey, I gotta tell you, not only do we have the same last name, but we both have titanium in our leg. And he decided, and I said, "Oh, cool! So we're both bulletproof right here, and we could both kick super hard there, and we could both take a knife to the leg." And he told me it's
What
not.
about metal detectors?
No, yeah, it doesn't go through. He said it's not true about being bulletproof and all that, but also maybe you're onto something now, because the fact that maybe I can go through a metal detector and it doesn't get set off. Maybe that means I got something weak there. 'Cause maybe I should. If I do set things like that off, I got a good one.
I think you've got a legitimate. I don't think they lie to you.
I still
I
get
don't think they put
inappropriately
tinfoil
touched though.
rod in you. They put titanium in there. They said
It's not even. Yeah, I still get
I mean, I guess they could have skimped out and given you like a tin rod or something.
Yeah, that would. When I should go. What's that? Adamantium steel or something. That's the good one. The one that Wolverine has.
Oh, yeah. Is that a? I think that's a made up.
So
Steel.
is it made up?
I think it's a made up steel. I think Wolverine would have a super.
But I think
But I could be wrong. I don't know anything about Wolverine.
I think I realized though I'm not that hero anymore. The guy that's looking for stuff out there to like fight crime and all that. I guess I'm probably not that guy anymore.
Used to
Yeah.
be that guy who
I used to
a
I used to have a
vigilante.
passion for it. Well, actually, when I was a kid, I used to ride around on a bike and put a ski mask on and go look for bad guys. And but the bad thing is, I would get pulled over by if I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
And the
it
stuff
looked
I'm
like a
carrying.
bad guy riding
Yeah,
on a bike
ski
with a
mask, yeah.
I think ski mask is really not a good. Yeah. Look for
Yeah, I had stuff on me that
maybe like,
I shouldn't have.
and a hockey
either.
mask would be worse.
Okay.
I mean, because then you'd
Could-
be like, yeah.
But yeah, and I used to do a lot of volunteering, thinking I was like a good deed sort of person. Maybe that my time is up for that too.
It's great. I mean,
Really? Oh, really? So maybe
I mean, not that I do it, but I'm just not knocking it.
maybe that's
Why
something
give
to
back?
stick to. Maybe I could still be useful, and maybe my life isn't that.
You might volunteer and not be useful, but the act of volunteering is a very kind.
Well, I mean, like helping in the food kitchens, the food banks. It used to be a thing for me. I like to give back because I felt like
That's awesome.
when I was struggling growing up. Now I give back. You know, so there is some use. I am not that pathetic.
No, not at all. I
Okay,
mean,
phew.
and if you especially if you've done well enough that you feel like you have to, like, you want to give back, that means that you've actually done very well.
Okay. So I could still. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
if you're still the recipient of the volunteer work, well then, you're really not in a position to.
Yeah, so now that the tables are turned and like I'm not the recipient anymore, I should be more helpful. At least I should still try that. But the fight in the looking for bad guys to fight, that
Well, I wasn't, I never looked for bad guys to fight. I mean, I never really looked for fights.
it came to you, huh?
Well, yeah, the only fight I got into that as an adult, yeah, it's kind of an embarrassing story. It happened in SF.
Let's get embarrassed. Yeah.
It happened at the Beach Chalet in SF. You know that place? It's a restaurant.
By the ocean beach over
Yeah.
there.
And I was like a regular band there on Saturday night. And then one time, I guess I had some car trouble and I came in a little late or something. And they had screwed up or something happened where they double booked and they had another band there. And
Wait, and you beat him up?
I didn't beat up the other band. I was just arguing with the manager. It's like, look, you double booked, and tell them this is our night, and tell them to pack up. And he's like, but you're late, and they're already set up. And I'm like, well, I'm ready to go. I mean, well, and yeah, we got into kind of a fight over that. I did.
Physically.
Well, no,
Wow.
I didn't fight him.
Oh.
I technically threw a cup of beer on him, and a cup at him.
He deserved it.
He kind of did deserve it.
Okay.
Being a dick. Yeah, the fight happened actually when the bouncer guy then grabbed me and was going to rough me up, and then I'd been swimming a lot at the time, and
Okay.
I was actually
You had some pretty toned
I
arms.
was very strong at that time, and I guess I didn't look as strong as I was. So the bouncer guy thought he was just gonna like manhandle me, and I was pissed, and I got free of him, and I was gonna punch him in the face. But then these guys came out of the kitchen, and these in their white coats, and they grabbed me, and like I was like this with the arm, and they grabbed me, and there was a big thing, and they smashed me onto the ground and pinned me down and stuff, and then somehow I struggled and got out of there, and the cops came, but nothing happened.
You got in a fight with a cook, what they call that, a chef's parade or something.
Yeah, it was like 3 guys out of the kitchen. They rushed out of there. I remember them in their in their white outfits, and it was.
I worked in restaurants. They like to manhandle men. Well, and women.
Yeah, I don't think they were looking for.
like
That
to-
wasn't their choice of job that night to help out the bouncer. But yeah, it was kind of. Yeah, that was the only fight I got into. I was kind of fiery there, and my bass player found it very funny, actually, as it turns out. And yeah, we didn't get. I didn't get asked
could've gone
back.
viral.
I lost my gig there because of that.
Oh, you had a regular gig.
I had a
there.
regular gig there, and it was going great, and yeah, I lost it because of that. Not surprising.
Gotta stick to your values. Right?
Well, no, I should have just. Yeah, I don't know what I should have done. I was mad.
You're a rocker, man.
Yeah, I was
That's
mad. I was young
What you
and I
do?
was
You're
angry.
a rocker. You gotta.
Yeah, I would never do that now. But yeah, that was the only fight I ever got into as an adult. It
Oh,
was
good.
It was a fairly pathetic
Don't wanna egg
fight.
you
I
on.
didn't even get to hit anybody. I didn't even get punched. I basically
Well-
got tackled and roughed up by a few guys from the kitchen.
Well, I like the mobster movies where they didn't really have to rough people up. It was more their demeanor, and like you're saying, you fought, but you didn't really fight at the same time. You were sounds like you were pretty smooth though.
No, smooth is that's a very liberal use of the word. It was I threw a cup at the manager guy who was sticking me over, and it did draw blood. I remember it nicked his nose a little. He had a little.
Oh, you didn't go to jail though.
It did. No, I didn't go to jail.
Okay, so
The
it's
cop
still
came
rocking.
and was talking to me about it. And, the bouncer was all heated up, still wanted to fight me, and the cop.
Was he a big guy?
He was bigger than I was, but he was a little soft, and so it was like, yeah, he
Sounds
wasn't
like
very
he was
tough.
soft emotionally.
Yeah, he wasn't a very tough dude, actually, as it turned out. Because if I could fight him off, yeah, he had
These bouncer guys.
I mean, he really wasn't a good bouncer. 'Cause a good bouncer would have totally kicked my ass. I mean, I'm not a good fighter at all.
Oh
He was
yeah.
pathetic. Like the way I'm remembering it now, but even the way he grabbed me was not very good. Like it wasn't restraining.
It wasn't anything like the videos where we were watching the car jitsu.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't even that tough. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why you don't see me bouncing. Yeah, I see the offers, but I'd rather do
Yeah, I mean,
the security where I'm patrolling and all that.
Yeah, bouncing is really not.
Yeah,
I would
bouncers.
just let him. I'd be like,
they
oh,
need
let
to
him
think
drink more. He'll pass out eventually. That's my bouncer.
Or do the routine where like sort of like the casinos do, where if the guy wrongs you, like you were talking about drinking more, they take you to the back and force liquor down your throat, so you just kind
Is
of
that what they do?
that's your lesson. That way they don't beat you up.
Right.
They have you they just dump you somewhere.
Right. I see.
Yeah, bouncers really need to think more also, not just
Yeah.
bronze, because
They need to be more
I've
creative.
seen bouncers get stabbed, and it makes me not want to go into
You've
a
seen a
place.
bouncer get stabbed.
Yeah, it makes me not want to go into the establishment when I
Right.
see that. I'm like, boy, that guy didn't.
Well-
It wasn't very smart. I'm not
I mean,
promoting the guy stabbing him. He's a bad guy. But bounce like I was going to this place and I was almost in the door. Well, that's like probably would have been 20 steps, I guess. And then all of a sudden I see the bouncer holding his stomach. He's gushing and he's, the guy was stabbing. And then the guy. Yeah, right.
I mean, the way you did it was so delicate.
He had a good
He
night.
got stabbed. I
It
mean,
was just-
It was more like a. It wasn't like a. You know.
It must have been a good night because it did. I think that is a
Sounds like you were talking
reenactment.
to your dog
It
or
was some, yeah. And the crazy thing is, I got in beef with the guy on the Facebook because I came across it and the guy that stabbed him. I should have been thinking this is long before I got ran over. But I guess I should have been thinking because the guy was started threatening me because I just don't like guys that stab people for no reason. Just because if someone tells you leave the bar,
I think that's a good
just
criteria
leave the bar.
for not liking somebody.
Yeah, I mean, just
you stab people, then yeah, I think that's
I mean,
legitimate. concern.
there's certain times it's warranted, but the guy wanted him to leave the bar. He was getting rowdy. He was getting loud and drunk. It's time to leave.
Yeah.
But instead, the guy didn't leave. It saves you money, too. I mean, think about how much drinks are expensive. Guy wants you to leave. Good time to save money and leave.
Well, usually you're not thinking that rationally.
It looks just like the Chucky movies where the intestines are just rolling out there.
Ouch.
And I'm like, well, I'm
You're
not going.
lying. You didn't see intestines.
They look like it, actually.
Wow, that's did the guy die? What happened to the bouncer?
Okay, maybe if intestines are out, you're dead. Maybe that was what I was envisioning. I saw a lot of blood. It looked like stuff was coming out, but okay. I
Maybe
could
it was a shirt.
I could say
Yeah.
for a fact it was just a lot of blood gushing out, and then I was like, yeah, I think we should. I don't think. Actually, instead of going here or thinking about not going here, I think it's time to call it a night. Meaning, it was already night. I mean, like, go home.
Yeah.
I'm not God. I can't just. That'd be cool if I could be like, well, this night sucks. Let's call it a day. And it's day. Because the night sucked already. Well, yeah, let's get in some music here.
All right.
Jl Stiles from Berkeley School. You
Well, yeah,
went to school of Berkeley?
I actually got my PhD in statistics from the School of Public Health in Berkeley.
Oh,
At
dude.
the age of 45, I went back and did that. That's kind of an unusual thing.
That's actually funny as
I've always
hell.
been a mathematician, but
Okay.
just
That's
got that.
that's
Yeah,
actually
but I
fun
never
as
stopped
hell.
playing music. I mean, I still.
That's pretty funny. 'Cause
But
I got-
yeah,
I got-
I
I
live
got
in El
a-
Cerrito now. Actually.
I got a message
Actually, I'm from
about
El
you
Cerrito.
being a statistician.
Statistician.
So I guess will address that. The question was, what is the central limit theorem, and what does that mean? I hope you know what it means. That's good,
That's the
because I don't.
most important theorem.
But that was a question for you.
Statistics. Do you want me to explain it to you?
That to someone out there, I got messaged this.
Oh,
right now.
okay. Well, wow.
Only in song form.
Is that biblical? Okay, yeah.
Basically, the
that's
central
good.
limit theorem says that if you average a random variable as the sample size grows, if you were to repeat, taking those averages, and you were to lay them all out, they would be distributed like a normal curve, and so it gives you the ability to get confidence intervals, or a measure of uncertainty for your estimates.
Okay.
Yeah. So for instance, if you wanted to know the average height of San Franciscans, you would take maybe a sample of 100 people at random, and you'd average their heights, right? And you'd say, oh, well, whatever that average is a good estimate of the average, right? Well, that would be a reasonable thing to do. But then, how certain are you, plus or minus how much are you, the measure of uncertainty for a political poll, for instance,
Yeah.
saying it's 40% plus or minus
I don't believe a lot of
5%.
those, so this
That
helps.
uses the central limit theorem to arrive at that plus or minus 5% that you're 95% sure the true number is within that range. And so that's the theorem that's used to give you your measure of uncertainty for any statistical estimate. So it's an incredibly important theorem. I mean, it was, it was basically discovered. Well, it was proven a long time ago.
All right. So since it's that we said
Good question. I mean, I wonder who asked that. Is it just one of my friends egging me on?
since we said political polls, this is I guess. So how do they come across the political polls? Like, so we got presidential stuff coming up, and we're not in elections right now, but we've got certain people that are still ahead and all that. How do we know all this stuff already?
Well, they
not
have
voting yet.
pollsters. There are organizations that, you know.
Just who likes who right now?
Well, no, the organizations run the polls, so they go out into the public and they try to get a representative sample and ask them their views. Now, there are problems with the polls because people who volunteer to tell you who they're going to vote for and so forth, they might be lying, and so you've got a volunteer sample and so forth and so on. So they're not always accurate, those polls, or if they sampled in the wrong areas and weren't really good at it, that can be a problem with the poll. But if you sample enough people, if it's a truly random sample of the population, then the poll should be accurate if you've sampled a lot of people.
At random.
Yeah, if it's a truly random sample.
Okay.
But if you go to San Francisco and you ask them, and you're only sampling people in San Francisco about their political views, you're obviously not going to get a national average because San Francisco isn't representative of the whole country, right?
Yeah.
And so they have. So it's actually a hard job to do a good poll. It's not an easy thing to do. And there's whole people. There's colleges have them, like Quinnipiac in Connecticut. They have various, the same groups tend to do these polls, right? And yeah.
So since we okay, well, since we start on statistic stuff, I guess, and I had one more person asked a question there, and then we'll get to the music. What is a hypothesis test?
Well, a hypothesis
that
test is usually saying that, okay, let's assume, if you want to test if a drug has an effect, say,
You got to do it.
yeah, and then what you do is you test. To test whether it has an effect, you say, okay, I'm going to assume it has no effect. And so that's called your null hypothesis. So you assume it has no effect. Then you take a random sample of people, some get the drug, some don't. You compare the results. And so under the assumption that it has no effect, you should get certain results. And so if those results are very, very unusual, given that assumption that it has no effect, then you say, oh, well, the effect must be real, therefore the drug has the effect. So that's how a hypothesis test is done, is you have a null hypothesis, and the alternate hypothesis might be the drug works. And so if in pharma, it's usually the null hypothesis or not the null, it's usually what's tested.
Big pharma.
And yeah, well, all pharmaceutical companies, they always are going to test these things in this way, and yeah, so under the null hypothesis, if your results were like 90% of the people on the drug did well, and only 10% of the people who took placebo did well, then either that's just random luck of the draw, that your random sample was way imbalanced for some unlucky reason, or maybe the drug has a real effect, and you can come up with, okay, it's less than 5% chance that this would happen under the null hypothesis.
Okay.
That's how
so
it's
we're
done. Yeah.
all right. So we're talking about this. So then I guess what do you think about the I guess we're the COVID vaccine, because we got a lot of anti-vaxxers, and here you're coming from a guy who gets the stats. So
Yeah, I mean, I work for a small pharma right now.
And so what do you?
Well, okay, so the original hypothesis tests were done for the vaccine, right? At a certain point in time, when the vaccine had a certain variant that was very common at that time, when the virus had a certain variant that was going around at that time, and so when they did those tests, it was for that variant of the virus.
Yeah.
And the vaccine seemed to prevent illness quite well, according to the test. Now, there's a lot of caveats to it and so forth, but for the main outcome, it seemed to do quite well. Some of the vaccines, I'd say the Pfizer and Moderna seemed to have good efficacy at that time. And even the J&J had less good efficacy.
The
but
one
still
jab.
decent. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a moving target because obviously that virus mutated very rapidly, and now those tests, those results don't hold anymore. And so after that short period of time, you have to rely on real world data to get the efficacy of the vaccine. Now, for various reasons, you might have a lot of bias when you use real world data to get vaccine efficacy.
Yeah.
Very good reasons for that, but I don't want to bore you with explain. But basically, vaccinated people who choose to take a vaccine and people who don't choose to take a vaccine are very different populations in certain key respects. So then those real world data efficacy results are end up comparing unvaccinated with vaccinated. Now you're comparing populations that are possibly irreparably confounded. So even though your efficacy, maybe there's a signal that it would be helpful, but the extent of the signal is hard to determine exactly. There could be a lot of bias in that, and so it becomes very hard to determine once those trials are done and you're relying on real world data. So people who are so sure, right, of the after the trials, people so sure of the real world data on it, there's problems with the real world data analysis of vaccine efficacy.
That's why
That's why we run the trials before they would get approved.
I respect the people that if you don't want to get it, just I respect some ones that are just unsure because you should know what you're getting yourself into. That's all. Just at least know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, I could respect that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm somebody who's very adamantly against the mandated medicine.
Yeah, mandated. That's
I'm very adamantly against that because the people that are all for mandates, if I ask them, lay out one solid criterion by which you would require a drug to be mandated, like how efficacious does it have to be? And if it drops below this efficacy, would you still mandate it? Or not? They can never give me a solid criteria.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because think of it this way. If a vaccine worked perfectly and it had no side effects, well then nobody would care if anybody else took it because you'd be 100% protected and you'd have no chance of side effects. And then, of course, a lot more people would take it because it would obviously be better than it is.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but it's not that. Nobody says that it's that. Sometimes you don't get protection. Sometimes you have serious side effects. I mean, they might be rare, but sometimes you do.
Yeah.
And so how imperfect does that vaccine have to be before you stop mandating? Now, nobody has an answer to that question.
Yeah, it seemed like who
decides it?
They came to that conclusion.
And who decides that? I'm not going to leave that decision up to some.
Yeah, well, I do feel like if you're curious, you maybe should go see what your doctor would think, or yeah.
You can trust whoever you want to trust, and in a free society, I think we make the case. Science makes the case, and you have the open debate.
Just jumping into it like tripped me out. How people were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it." Maybe you should try to see what you're getting yourself into.
That's okay. If they were excited and they were like, "Hey, we got a vaccine, we're gonna take it." Totally. That's their measure of whether to take it or not. People can be free to take it. Just look, it's out there. I trust the process. I'm taking it. That's good enough for some people. For other people,
I do think
it's not.
Just the fact that it was mandated created chaos. Like there's
terrible for the science.
That right there.
Think of the people who are skeptical of pharma, right? And now you've got the government funding pharma to create this vaccine, and then the government's going around telling you have to take it or you lose your job. Does that inspire trust in the process? No, it doesn't. I mean, so now you've got a
lot of people
situation.
think science has become a joke now. I just
Yeah, I
One
mean,
thing-
it's a bad situation.
I
I was
hate-
against. I lost my
Oh.
job actually
Oh, because-
at Genentech over it.
Ooh, I actually
I mean,
didn't. get,
I had a very good job as a statistician at a big pharma, Genentech, which is right down South City.
yeah, I know where that is. I heard they're moving.
I don't know whether they are, but anyway, so it was a great job, and I had taken the original vaccine, and back in April after they had it, and they were going to require proof of it to stay employed. And I was like, look, it's none of your business. I don't care whether I took it or not.
That part,
And
yeah.
I got fired for it. Even though I eventually got fired for the booster, they somehow let me slide on not showing any proof of vaccination because it's a random sample of employees or whatever they're trying to weasel out. And then they required the booster and proof of that, and I was like, well, fuck off, and they fired.
Yeah, the booster really hit me. Like, serious? No more? But,
Well, it's like, well, when are you going to stop? I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, look, it's none of your business. And I was working from home.
Oh,
too,
wow.
And they still fired me for it. I mean, I have not even any danger.
You were sheltering in place.
Conceivable danger to everybody.
I didn't get a job
Anyway.
there because
That's the kind
I-
of madness that was going on.
I didn't even see the animals, but they questioned me and I was too sensitive to animals, they said. But they mentioned it. I probably would try to free them. I mean, since they mentioned it though. But I do hate in the science community the word guinea pig. It cringes. It makes me cringe because can't you say test subject? Why has it got to be guinea pig?
Right.
I never understood that.
Well, people are on both sides. I mean, I don't think that forced vaccination or mandates is really a science debate. I think it's much more a debate of freedom in society and what makes society work and how to have a just, fair society, much more than it is about science. So you can debate the science all day. You could be right. I mean, that depends on who's better debater, who wins that argument. Science is meant to be debated.
Well, you
It's
don't
not
need
meant
to
to be settled
pressure
100%.
people. Just try to tell people how great something is. Try to get them into
Yeah.
it, and that's it.
Yeah, and instead what happened was they had a vaccine, which was a fantastic triumph, really, in such a short time to have developed that thing. I was an employee of Big Pharma. I know the amount of manpower that you need to do to get a
Facts.
vaccine out there in such short time, and it's an army of people you need to do that, and it's very difficult to do properly.
Yeah,
And so,
goes down the line of people. Yeah,
I mean, a ton of people that coordinated to make that happen. It should have been a huge triumph that we celebrated. Hey, we have an option. We have an option to take a vaccine.
the government
Yay!
ruined it.
We got it. Instead, they turned it into a tyranny tool to
Yeah.
smash people over the head who were skeptical of it. As if we shouldn't be skeptical of Big Pharma after the OxyContin
Can you
scandals
eat
and all the
here?
other shit.
Do you have your card?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So, yeah, we had a very contentious moment, and San Franciscans, I don't know how they were about it, but they seemed to be very for all of these restrictions. And
Well, hey, yeah,
I couldn't understand it. I was like, oh, what's this San Francisco? We were supposed to be kind of like
it's created a lot of
counterculture.
weirdness. But yeah, let's
Well, anyway,
let's
yeah.
roll into a few songs here.
You said that you'd be okay if we made it one more day. I said that I'd be alright if we made it one more night. You said that we can't be saved. I said, baby, we'll start again. And you said, then we'll say goodbye. And I said, that'll be the day I die. Whoa. Run the line, dress the stage, you'd make a lot more money earning minimum wage. Hold the line, cause you gotta get paid when living ain't living till you say what you say. And you said that you can't give up, and I said, baby, I had enough. And you said, and you live in a tacit lie, and I said, that'll be the day I die. Simple fools of faith, run on after me. Simple fools of faith, we're all that's left, you see. Simple fools of faith, run on after me. Simple fools of faith, we're all that's left, you see.
All right. All right. So, yeah, let's get into another song. And the couple questions are: what music gets you excited? How do you take care of your guitar? There's two different questions.
Oh.
And then get into the song.
I don't know. I mean, I love the old ragtime finger picker guys, I don't know. It's hard to explain what would get you excited. I mean, I like folk music. I'm a fan of the Fleet Foxes. I remember when I heard them many years ago. I was like, wow, this is really like amazingly interesting stuff. Especially today, after all these years of folk music, come up with something so cool. And Blind Blake is probably my all-time favorite favorite ragtime finger picker guy. He's really just inimitable. And I have on my YouTube channel some versions of his songs that I've done. Mississippi John Hurt is another of my faves. I like the old folk music one too. But yeah, it's hard to put your finger on that.
And is he blind?
He was blind, yeah.
Huh.
Actually,
Blind Blake.
congenitally
Look that
blind.
up.
Yeah, care for my guitar. I mean, I don't really do too much. I mean, if the frets wear out, I got it refretted. I mean, a while back, and I got stainless steel frets, which are always good because they don't wear out. And I clean it a little bit if it gets totally schmutzed up. I mean, but change the strings every now and then. That's about it. I don't really need to do too much.
If it's a little messed up, that means you're using it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about little scratches and things that will occur in the course of time. This isn't an old guitar. It's 1975. It's like,
Memories.
yeah, I mean, I haven't had it that long. But, yeah, it's old. I've had it for about 25 years.
So,
Yeah.
what's the next song you get into? Yeah.
Well, that one's called Simple Fools of Faith. This one's called The End of the Road. The end of the road, and the party is all over. It's the end of the road, and we gotta get sober. Yes. It's the end of the road. I was living blind. It was all out of sight, all out of mind. It's the end of the road, end of a dream. We don't know it right now, but it was more than it seemed. It's the end of the road, end of a time. We were living like we're never gonna say goodbye. It's the end of the road, end of a lie. It's all blowing up and I ain't saved a dime. Oh no. It's the end of the line, and I'm back in my own place. It's the end of the road, I got too many things to face. It's the end of the road, end of the scene, and I'm looking for a job and I gotta get clean. It's the end of the road, we made it back alive, sleeping on floors and staying in dives. It's the end of the road, I lost my mind, driving endless roads and killing time. Oh no. Never thought it would be this way. And you and I will dream to never say goodbye. Love and hope in your eyes, yeah. It's the end of the road, and the party is over. It's the end of the road, and we gotta get sober. It's the end of the road, and the party is over. It's the end of the road, and we gotta get sober, yeah. I never thought it would be this way. Never thought it would be this way. I'm gonna medley into this song called Without You.
Yeah, dig it. All right.
Feeling mired, overtired, go stick it out till the end. Everybody knows the score. I'm still without you. Still without you. Flashing warm-hearted smiles, singing old songs, seeds of truth that I cling to. It's a world that will forget, and I'm still without you. Still without you. Friday nights have come and gone, each one I let it slip away. I'm still without you. Still without you, yeah, 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 yeah. Everywhere we're gonna share a love keeps us moving on without you. Love's lost, say it's a waste, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, ball and chain, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, say it's a waste, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, ball and chain, but I'm never gonna throw it away. We are love of amigos, true when we're blue. We're radiating blues, food to keep us grooving deep in time. Deep in time. Left out in the cold, a few blessed souls, they stayed right by my side. I'm still without you. Still without you, yeah, 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 yeah. Everywhere we're gonna share a love keeps us moving on without you. Love lost, say it's a waste, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, ball and chain, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, say it's a waste, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, ball and chain, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, say it's a waste, but I'm never gonna throw it away. Love's lost, ball and chain, but I'm never gonna throw it away.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Ooh. Hi, you ever tried Takis?
I have, and they are quite blazing hot for a very ubiquitous snack.
They catch up to you.
Oh yeah. Well, you can understand down in Mexico why they would be popular. Here, we have to have our taste buds sort of burnt out.
First time trying them.
Yeah, we have to have our taste buds burnt out generally.
It's like,
If you're not born of a
it's like
hot
Cheetos. It gets
eating
on your
culture. Yeah.
fingers a little bit. I watched that movie Flaming Hot. True story about Cheetos recently.
Really?
It was a janitor that just had the idea to make some kind of hot sauce with Cheetos.
Mm.
And then that was created.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah, I like how you your songs you go low, then all of a sudden, boom, you're going high. That's gotta be hard to do.
I don't know.
Because I mean, you're like
do it.
you're catching. You got to catch your voice and bring it back up and then back down at times.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how you.
the
that's
melody kind of
That's
leads away.
talent right there. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Needs practice.
Some people it's just the same tone the entire time.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, you kind of have to sing
Those
the
aren't people I
melody.
would listen to.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be right? I mean, it has to be some.
You would think so.
Yes.
But that's why I respect you as a musician.
Thank you.
You gotta. Oh, and Love Lost. Like, what was that about there? Because you said the ball and chain and Love
Yeah.
Lost. That could
I
be a.
don't know. Like songs, I mean, like that song I wrote very, very fast. And that chorus
Huh.
was, I started singing that, with the guitar riff. The guitar riff came first, and then I started singing that chorus over it. And that happened almost immediately.
Just came to you.
Yeah, and then the rest I just filled in pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Ball. Everyone's
Keep
got
clinging
that.
on to Love Lost. And
Everyone's got that ball and chain. Mine.
never throw it away.
Mine is my cat. She.
No, a cat's never a ball and chain. They're lovely.
Oh no, yeah.
Human
I mean,
beings.
just in a way, like if I'm at my house, like she lets me know it's time for bed. Like, geez, a cat. I was gonna watch the rest. I was maybe gonna get a snack. And then she just looks at me all pissed off, standing by the bedroom. She stamps her feet. It gives me
Really?
like stern look, and
Cats are great at the stern look.
I'm like,
I love that.
all right.
You pet them wrong, and they give you that stern look, like, "Oh, dude."
They don't even have like wrinkles, and yet they still have those facial expressions.
They're amazing little Buddha beings.
I mean, yeah, and then
Love cats.
they're not.
I'm a little bit allergic to them. I mean, not severely, but I'm allergic enough to a cat that I don't want to have a cat in the house, but I love cats.
What about a
And
hairless one?
hairless one would be okay.
They're not
That
as
would be-
cool though.
Well, yeah, they need clothes.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a dog. I have a little dog.
I can see you with a dog. Yeah.
She's great. My dog actually is kind of cat-like. She loves cats, and she kind of acts like a cat. Sort of.
Like,
She runs
meow?
away, loud noises. She doesn't like being startled.
Small dog.
She's a small dog. She's 15 pounds. She's
Okay, what kind of dog?
It's a half Pomeranian. It's got a little Chihuahua in there.
Oh.
She's got a.
They shake, but I thought they were brave.
No, my dog did not get and she has a little Jack Russell in her too. She didn't get any of the bravery of a Jack Russell or say any dog. She's not a brave animal.
Okay.
If for instance, if I was in danger, like real physical danger, my dog would run away.
At least you would know.
She would.
Because dogs are running, there's danger.
Yeah, my dog is not a. I don't have her for her courage. I have her for her undying loyalty, I guess, unless there's real danger. And
yeah. When my cat runs, I know should I run too? Something's up.
yeah. My dog doesn't like loud noises. She really freaks out, like, when fireworks are going on, 4th of July.
Yeah, my cat's not a fan.
petrified.
Yeah.
Petrified of that shit.
She likes the news though, which is
Keeps her company.
My cat loves watching the news.
Just like, oh, there's a familiar face there.
Like good thing that's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get to another song. I had a couple questions about the music here. Someone chimed in with, what got you into music and what musician would you like to collaborate with?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and then we'll have another song.
No, I haven't even considered that. I mean, what got me into music was, I guess it was probably when I was very young. First thing that I remember driving me nuts musically, like where I was just so excited I couldn't hold it in. I was probably 3 at the time. Was Ike and Tina Turner.
Rest in peace, Tina Turner.
Yes, yeah, they're both dead, I guess, right? Or is Ike
Yeah.
dead? Yeah, I don't know. But Tina just died, and yeah,
She went after him. She died after him.
she died after
Because she
him.
wasn't going to let herself go first.
No,
After all those years of that bad relationship.
it was a bad relationship. I mean, I don't know the particular. I never read about it, but yeah, obviously, he was abusive and all that. But yeah, she, that I Can Turn Tina Turner album, particularly their version of Proud Mary, I remember drove me nuts when I was a little kid. My parents used to have fun putting that on because they watched me go crazy for that. So that's like my earliest musical inspiration, And then, yeah, I mean, from there it was like, my dad actually got us into like the old 50s rock and roll, like Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley. I mean, that stuff is awesome, especially when you're a kid. It's so much fun, that music. It's just so raw.
That's weird. Other
Yeah.
musicians praising other musicians was a thing back then. Because when I think Bo Diddley, I think, hey, Bo Diddley, but that was the Animals.
No. They
did a song about Bo Diddley, I believe.
Well, no, Bo Diddley wrote that song too.
Oh.
I mean, he wrote that. Hey, Bo Diddley.
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's
that.
a Bo Diddley tune.
Okay.
And yeah, he wrote. Bo Diddley had so much success with the song Bo Diddley that he had various offshoots of that song, spin-offs of that song. But yeah, I mean, particularly.
I thought they
Chuck-
sang it because of him. I know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, in
they
honor.
covered it. I mean, a lot of people covered Bo Diddley because he was so popular, and Chuck Berry. I mean, Chuck did pretty well off the covers, actually, that people did of him. He made sure he got paid. Chuck was no dummy. And yeah, Chuck in particular, I would just like if I and Jimmy Reed is another one that really got to me. And when I was a little kid in the '70s, it was all Zeppelin and the Stones, and
Wow, you were in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in '69. And so I kind of grew up in this when I was a kid. I remember I was first so inspired. I mean, we all had our minds blown. Zeppelin 4 came out. We were like, oh my God, it's amazing. Now I listen to it with a different ear, and I'm like, well, yeah, it was really great for kids at that age, but some of the lyrics are maybe not so
Do you remember?
inspiring anymore.
There was a station back in my day. It sounds like it was back in your day too. Remember it? It's called KFRC.
Oh yeah,
Man,
Yeah.
that was the best.
KFRC.
They had all these
wait a
dance
minute.
parties.
Where is that out of?
Well, it doesn't exist anymore.
KFRC.
But it was out here in the Bay
It was
Area.
out here, yeah. I didn't grow
Yeah.
up out here, but somehow I
He had a lot of dance parties. I met Peter Noon. He was in the Peter Noon's Herman's Hermits. Eric Burden and the Animals. Gary Lewis, Tommy Rowe. Good guys.
Yeah, so
Now who are we left with? Yeah.
well, you've got a lot of great musicians out there, but yeah, it's kind of interesting with music, and like where do you go from here, and what's the next thing, and we've kind of been going from like yearly, decade-wise trends of music, like where you can really recognize this progression of like ideas or whatever. And now I think I think we're kind of out of that. Like for the past 20 years or so, it's not really recognizable that much that way. Maybe younger people see it, but I don't see it as much now. So it's kind of like anything other. And you speak to young people today, and they'll know all the old stuff that I know, and it's like everything is sort of piled.
If you YouTube it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean everything's out there, so it's like everything's going. And yeah, I'm not sure if this pop music trend of like we think it's just going to go forever, like decade to decade, the pop music of the decade, and we think that's that's the way everything's supposed to occur, and I don't think that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
no.
it didn't used to be like that in the old days.
Now we have like a 5-year mark where
yeah.
someone comes out, they're going to last 5 years or less.
Yeah, you think people aren't lasting. very long.
Now,
I guess not.
people from the old days, if they're still alive and performing, they sound the same. I'm thinking about going to see the Isley Brothers. They sound the
They're
same.
still. I mean, that's incredible. You know how old they
They're going to
are.
be at the Sacramento Fair.
I mean, they are really old dudes. I mean, they were like before the Beatles, right? I mean, the Beatles covered
they?
them,
Oh, wow.
right? It's Twist and Shadows and Isley Brothers too.
I got to see these people before they die. And then I'm ready to die.
Well, amazing guitar player. I mean,
When
the
all
blues
these
guitar
people die,
player.
I'm ready to go. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
well, left it. It'd just be a weird world.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't cling to it too much. You always have the recordings, and there's always people that are, playing music and stuff. But yeah, I mean, music's place as like a part of, society. I mean, it doesn't always have to be the same as it was back then. It changes in its place, and now
Just
it's
long lasting, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine stuff would be long lasting today for some people. I mean, I'm not really abreast of it at all, but
Well,
so I'm kind of an out of it dude. But
hopefully we'll have Jl Stiles for a while.
well, you will. I mean, I'll be in the digits. But, eventually the digits will become corrupted somehow by physics, but I think it will last, hundreds of years at least. And
When they get corrupted,
yeah,
then we'll have more of you. You'll have to.
it'll get some
over
viral
it.
corruption.
Yeah, and you'll have to jump over it. Then we'll have more of you.
Oh no, we don't want that.
No, we can make it happen.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody's sort of everybody's famous and everybody's immortal, right?
Well,
Everybody's famous there because everybody's online. Everybody posts their pictures and hundreds of people see them. I mean, it didn't used to be like that.
yeah.
I mean, so like
It's kinda-
even fame
Back
and
time.
stuff like that. I mean, our whole relationship to that has changed these days. And it's whatever will happen will be what should happen.
Sure has made politics nuts. Because Oh, that's some hot Takis. Because I feel like the reason politics is so crazy. Because even there, it's entertainment. And even there,
Right. Well, no, it's. I mean, that's like an astute comment because, yeah, I mean,
everyone's got
politics
their
is
own show now.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's designed to be theater.
You
So
get
that
paid to be a political commentator and all.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what they call it. I don't know.
oh, I know they have the
Yeah.
talking heads, and it's all a big theater production to keep your eyes and ears occupied and off the criminals.
Stay away from this because these people like this. And like, oh well, if you say so,
Yeah.
I follow you. Yeah, screw those guys. I mean, yeah, that's weird. I'm just glad a lot of times people don't want to cancel or ban anything I like, really.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of liking these Takis. No one's trying to ban these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, they'll grow on you. You know those endorphins from your. you know, all
There's
the heat.
endorphins in this?
Well, no, they're stimulating your own endorphins because
Oh,
of the heat.
alright.
Is yeah.
Oh.
So that's kind of what draws us to hot.
Looks
foods.
like I'm getting lucky tonight.
Yes,
Mm.
you are kind of getting mini
Endorphins.
laid by, kind of getting laid by eating.
All right.
Kind of, yeah. It almost counts.
Should have some of these, Paul. You could get laid tonight.
I eat my bag in private.
You're a closet eater, huh?
Closet eater.
All right.
Things are just
Either way you do it.
brutally
Late tonight,
hot.
if you have some of these.
They are brutally hot, really. I mean, I've had them before, and I've enjoyed them. You know, at first they're painful,
You
but
don't want too many endorphins.
you know, like it hurts so good.
All right. Well, what song you got next for us here?
All right. Well, yeah. Let me think. I guess I can play you an old. I mean, these have all been original so far. I'll just keep going on that. I read this book called The Boys in the Boat that my stepfather gave me, and it's about the 1936 crew team from UW up in Seattle, University of Washington, and they were a bunch of pretty poor kids, Depression era, and they had this incredible thing where they won the gold medal in crew that year. And believe it or not, crew rowing was a huge thing. Sport. It was very popular back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was there a movie about this?
Well, maybe TV shows. Yeah, I've seen like TV shows. It's
Right.
usually a dad that gets his son into it, I think. Oh wait, and college. Wait, it's a big college thing, isn't it? I think when
Well,
I
it
watched-
was. I mean, it still is. But back then, crew was more of was a bigger sport back then. They didn't have professional basketball, professional football, right? American football. They didn't have those other sports. I mean, crew was more of a popular sport, and it drew a crowd to watch. To watch. So it was actually a bigger deal back then. But it was actually just a beautiful story of these guys who came together to, achieve this incredible dream of, competition and winning the gold medal. They went through it. The book's actually quite. So
there a
it
movie about
inspired
the
the
book?
song. It's called The Boys in the Boat by
and
Daniel
is there
Craig.
a movie about it too?
There isn't a movie about it. I mean, I'm surprised there isn't, but there probably will be eventually.
Oh,
But
well,
it's
yeah.
a pretty cool story.
Well, the boys in the
Boat.
boys in the boat. Okay.
So this is it. It's called 9 as 1. 9 people on the crew team, including the coxswain.
Yeah, and
Yeah. He sits in the front.
I know
and
how many
counts
people.
"17 said goodbye, wave to me and don't you cry. On 17 won't be gone so long. We're together now and we got to keep holding on. 2 years passed to the day when they left me standing and drove away. 2 years past, I've been making it on my own. I poached the river dry and I made my rounds in the snow. hanging high in Grand Coulee Dam, high above the river in God's hands, hanging high in Grand Coulee Dam. I took the higher pay 'cause it got me to the promised land. We found our swing out on a lake. We found our heaven in all the heartache. Found our swing on a steel Great Lake. And we'd take that gold when we finally got to Langersea. -1 in cold and rain and blazing sun and sickness and pain. -1 till I too am gone. We'll be together then in rowing at the break of dawn.
You.
Yeah, that was awesome. What goes into the creative process of doing these songs?
Well, that one was like, it's sort of a ragtime blues progression with a little thumb roll-y thing in there. And I just, I kind of started with the guitar melody there, this thing. And I thought it was really pretty. I was like, that's a really pretty basic thing. And then I just, I realized that it was about that book. And the lyrics, 17, said goodbye, wave to me, don't you cry. I just get this kind of, the lyrics kind of were patchwork together. And I realized, it's kind of about the story of Joe Rance, the guy in that crew team. His folks abandoned him when he was 15 and was left on his own. And to survive, he would poach salmon out of the river and he'd sell them, go door to door and sell them. He had an amazing story. And then he went away to school after he was 17 and he had a girlfriend at the time. And so it starts out with him saying goodbye to her. But he'll be back soon. As the semester ends.
You feel like most of your songs connect? Because in like
I have no
the
idea.
other songs
where
and
they
this
come
one
from.
could kind of connect.
Well, yeah, I have a style, and I like the ragtime finger style thing. And I have like certain guitar techniques I use that are sort of vehicles to make songs. Maybelle Carter of the Carter family, she had that scratch, and I adapted, made it a little funkier.
So June Carter?
Well, June Carter, interestingly, is the, I guess June is the daughter of Maybelle. Yeah, the one who married Johnny Cash. So,
Yeah,
the
I
daughter
saw
of
I saw them
Maybelle.
at the San Mateo Fairgrounds.
Yeah. So June was married to Johnny, and June's mother, Johnny's mother-in-law, is Maybelle, and she was the guitar player of the Carter family, which was actually kind of one of America's first popular bands. They were really have defined country music to a large extent, and they were very popular in the 30s and 40s, in the early 40s, and they were. She was a great guitar player, Maybelle Carter. She had the Maybelle scratch, so she'd use her thumb and strum with the finger, and it was a great technique, really lovely technique she learned from the local guys, and she was really a brilliant guitar player. So so these like old basic guitar techniques that have been around forever, I learn them because they're so cool, and then I adapt them, to what I might be.
It must it easier to find that concentration, not having kids or married life?
Oh, I don't have kids, and yeah, no, I can pretty much focus on music because I never had
No
pressure.
distraction.
Yeah, and I never felt like pressure to write songs. I've never been on a major label where they're like, oh, you've got to write an album in 3 months or something. I never had that. Just kind of write it as I get it.
What happens in that if you don't? Do you get
Well, I think you get it. Yeah, but I mean,
Fine, or
as far as
you
I
owe money?
know, I mean, nowadays major label and that whole business has been all changed because of streaming, and everybody has access to everywhere. Like if you have great stuff, I mean, somebody you can get just blow up on YouTube or whatever. But back then, I mean, they would sign you to a contract that you had to make so and such number of albums for them, and then they you wouldn't want to let it go forever between albums because then you lose momentum. And so it used to be you'd release an album every year. I mean, that used to be a long time ago. It used to be standard fare. Nowadays it's not like that anymore. People just release one song or
Oh yeah, that
you
kind
know,
of sucks.
it kind of streams it out. It used to be the days of albums. People would do an album a year, like Paul Weller, the English rocker, who would be a great guy to collaborate with. Actually, to answer
Sure,
that question,
okay.
Paul Weller would be awesome. I mean, he does an album basically every year, and he's like old school about it. He's like,
I dig that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's just like, look, I'm a musician. I do an album a year. I'm always working on new stuff, and so he has a huge catalog of shit.
I dig the albums. I hate it. It seems like someone has great music, but they're just putting out singles all the time. Because if I'm like, oh, let me go check out this guy who's been out for a while on the line, and I'll see single. I'm like, hey, this guy's been out like 10 years. You're just singles.
Well, the way people listen to music now is different, right? I mean, you put on, whatever streaming platform you do, and you basically, and it just gives you songs that are related one after the other. It doesn't play albums anymore. I mean, I could open up Apple Music and have it play an album, but I'd have to have it play that album. Right. I mean, otherwise it just plays, it has the genres, or it plays something, or I make my own playlist, which I used to do anyway. But yeah, people don't consume an album because it doesn't come like that anymore. Right. You used to at least have a CD too, which came as a CD.
I miss
and
those.
it was basically an album. You put it in and you play it. But an album was like, you're committed to it once you put it on, because then you have to take the freaking album off and put another one on, and you kind of got to let the whole thing go through. And
I like that commitment.
I like albums. They're tactile, and they have an ambiance to them, and they were mastered differently because CDs
And the
you could-
pictures within.
yeah,
the CD?
the cover art was great, and all that shit was wonderful time. But they had problems. I mean, I lived through when CDs came out. I mean, I remember I was in high school, and I was very excited about CDs because at first they sounded amazing. They're so crystal, and because a CD is going to capture a lot of audio compared to an album. It's going to be a richer,
Better than tape. Yeah.
well, better than tape and better than an album too. Theoretically, I mean, your ear, it'll cover more sound. The reason why CDs tend to sound like shit is because they can pack so much info on them that you can push up the levels on everything so much that it's just like a non-dynamic wall of sound it became, because everybody wanted to catch your ear the best, so they push all the levels up and they didn't master it. Like with an album, you only have so much info you can fit on there. There's only the grooves are only so thick, and you can't fit so much info, so the mastering people had to make choices on how to master that to preserve all the dynamics and get all the sounds right. And so I think that's the main reason why albums sound better, because
More authentic.
yeah, I mean, it's more like you had what you had and you made it work. With CDs, you had the power to push everything up and then catch everybody's ear. Oh, that's the loudest one and most catching one for the first 5 seconds. But then you listen to the rest and it's just some non-dynamic wall of crap. And so CDs kind of, got that sound. And so, yeah, it's sort of like.
So no kids. Do you just celebrate the Father's Day?
I did. I celebrated with my father-in-law. Who, right on.
No, so you're married.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we went out to.
It's good for the audience to know.
Yeah, I'm married, and
Chooses which route to go. If they want to send you a lot of DMs from the ladies.
yeah.
or-
Well,
Yeah.
I-
fellas.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
gotta make that
I'm not
clear,
trying to
too.
hide anything here. But if looks were ever a gig I had at this point in my life, that's.
So you figure you got to stick with someone now because you never know. I mean,
Well, she's great. I love her. But yeah, it was fun.
That-
We went out
that's a
with
bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's Korean. My wife's Korean, and her parents speak very little English, so it was a very Korean affair.
Good,
and,
because you only need so much talking.
and I'm pretty pathetic at Korean. I try to chime in when I can. And
That's how you keep the relationship going.
I
You
know
only
I
need to
do
talk
show an
so much.
interest. I do show an interest in learning Korean, and I've gotten gradually a little better here in time. And plus, I have the Translate app on my phone, and so sometimes I'll fool them, and I'll have it translate something I want to
That
say.
is pretty easy.
Yeah, and
I-
I'll spit it out. It'll be like, wow, it's amazing. Because I can read Korean. I can read Korean because Korean is actually an alphabet. Korean isn't Chinese characters, which are much more complex. The Korean is a simple alphabet actually to learn to read. It's actually easier to read Korean than English. I mean, I read English a lot faster because I'm so much more used to it. But really, Korean's a very user-friendly language.
So you have a pretty big family. It sounds like you had an Uncle D.
Uncle D, we don't want to mention Uncle D at this point, but yeah, Uncle D is one of those guys.
Yeah,
that-
your music doesn't create that. There's certain musicians we've had here that create the Uncle D, the diarrhea. But you're,
Uncle D always, like we were saying, he always stays too long, and he's never welcome.
and it is oh yeah, it's that Pride Month. Do you have a favorite gay?
Well, do I have a favorite gay person?
Yeah, gay person. We're trying to be
So many gay people. I
trying to be
mean,
a little equal, I
it's not
guess.
very. Well, I
Trying to
don't
be-
know. I guess Glenn Greenwald is a pretty great gay guy.
Glenn Greenwald.
A journalist. I mean, he seems to be pretty
I'm gonna
extraordinary.
look up
person.
that gay guy.
He he lives in Brazil, and he married a guy named David Miranda, who's quite a bit younger than he was. And David Miranda just recently died. He was a congressman in Brazil, and was quite a great person. And he died of some tragic illness recently. And they really don't know what it was. He just yeah. And so yeah, it was kind of a tragedy. But yeah, Greenwald's pretty amazing journalist.
So, speaking of death, rest in peace, Paul Spock, fellow comedian friend. He died. Not gay. Ooh, I don't know if I'm pretty sure not gay, but he's a fellow comedian friend. Just died. But
Johnny Mathis.
wait, Johnny Mathis is gay?
Johnny Mathis is gay. Yes.
Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis.
He may be one of my favorite gay guys, and I didn't know he was gay.
Amazing person, actually. I recently read his story, and well, he was in the closet, obviously, for a while because.
Hey, it's
he
funny.
was
He seemed
around.
like a very cool guy. Johnny Mathis, the musician.
Yeah.
Never
yeah,
knew
the
he
great
was gay.
singer. And he was also a fantastic athlete back in the time of Bill Russell, the great basketball player, and they were both living in this area. Mathis is, I guess, he grew up in San Francisco or nearby, at least.
Didn't even know that. I knew Bing Crosby was from out here.
Yeah, and
Not
so,
the gay.
Yeah, not gay, and
But Johnny Mathis, why?
Yeah.
Well, hey, man,
extraordinary. I mean, he grew up. I mean,
Rock Hudson, the gay, right? Cool guy.
Rock Hudson was Rock Hudson gay? Maybe bi? I'm not sure what he was. I
Oh,
know he. I mean,
Oh, okay. Well,
was he? I mean, maybe he was gay. Maybe he didn't.
okay.
Wasn't
Well,
really attracted to women.
Perry Mason.
Was he gay?
Pretty sure. Perry.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Perry
He was.
Mason was gay
He was.
and very
He was.
cool guy. When I was in the foster home, we watched Perry Mason. Didn't even know he was gay, and then later on,
Well, they wouldn't
knew
advertise
he
it
was-
back then.
I knew he
mean,
was.
that would
Well,
be
I was
a
only
deal
like,
breaker.
I think I was only 6. So, and then I found out, I was like, you know what? Still a cool guy. Very cool. You gotta have you got.
Nothing to do with coolness. I mean, it's just.
Well,
what
it's
they like and what somebody likes in bed is,
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I mean,
I wouldn't know, but
who
I
am I
mean,
to judge?
Harry Mason, boy, he was. I would say he was probably a bear. But that's just me thinking and
Well, I
investigating. But he's,
associate, I mean, a bear as being kind of like a hairy gay guy, like a, like I kind of look
You
like a
think you would
bear.
be
I'm
the-
a very hairy man, actually. I've got it all over my back. I
You
mean,
have to
I
be
could-
like
I could pass.
husky though.
Yeah, maybe if I burrowed up a little bit, I could be a pretty good bear.
Yeah, now that I think of it, we just. I
Harry
think of.
Mason seemed very.
I think of more the older guys that that were cool. I guess that I can think of. I guess. I mean, well, a comedian friend, the David Stolwitz, a really cool guy. He's a funny guy. Funny guy. Went out to trivia night with Dana, and he tried to set me up with another woman while she was sitting there. Ah, that crazy guy. Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
not
a nice paper.
not well. No. Well, no. I'm Dana. So he's he's pranking me there.
It's the
It's-
thought that counts. It's the
no,
thought that
yeah, but people get murdered. And that's not careful with those kind of pranks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But see, that's why you gotta be careful with women. Yeah. So we get one more song in there. One.
Oh, sure. Sure. Let's see.
I think yeah. We gotta do one. One.
Here, we'll do a blues number.
This is it.
This one is a story about a guy I met when I was touring a while back. I met him over there in Eugene, Oregon.
Put my foot there.
Lonnie used to have a place to stay down New Orleans. He says he took a bullet in Fallujah just below his knee. And telling truth from fiction is too hard to say. But if you're messing around with Lonnie, there'll be hell to pay. Lonnie sleeps outside with his pistol laying on his chest. I took out my guitar. Lonnie got on his harp. He sings way out of tune, but he don't know. Now he don't know. Lonnie used to be a junkie way down New Orleans. He says the only cure was being face on LSD. Lonnie told me that I ought to stay for the show, and I was only passing through to get my high for the road. And I listened to the blues from Eugene and Frisco Bay. An athlete, don't you know? but his big gut, it made him too slow. 60 yards out I ran, and the ball landed in my hands. Man, he could throw. Yeah, he could throw.
Yeah. Hey, I was feeling the blues there.
Oh yeah, very very bluesy.
Yeah, so
The blues number.
couple ooh, it's been crazy out in the city. We could forget about the shootings and all that. How about
Shootings?
yeah, again at the wharf. We'll just get to a couple things. Cosby. 9 more accusers. And things
9
happen.
more? How many are
Some that
there
happened in the
possibly
70s.
be?
How
How much time does this guy have?
he's in his
He's a
80s.
busy man.
Well,
Did he drug? How many people did he drug?
yeah, the problem was he joked about. Well, I saw clips of his some of his stand-up back in the day. He joked about this kind of stuff, so it's like,
He joked about it.
yeah, I mean, it didn't lead him up to what
Not a
happened,
very
but
funny
just,
joke.
I mean, it was a little detailed. Yeah. So it's hard to defense when you like say
But he already
much
wait a minute. He
joking
already
about
got off.
yeah, but now there's 9 more women. Come, I think it's coming from things that happened in '60s now. What do you think, man?
I don't know. I don't know why he would have not done it then. I mean, if he did it in the '70s, I mean, then.
well, I mean, maybe
it's
that
like,
could be
how early do you have to go? I mean, it's sort of like the Michael Jackson question. You know, if you think Michael Jackson was,
Nope.
pedo,
I
you
don't think so.
You don't think he was?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. He died too early to find out. I mean, died too early to find out.
Yeah, I
don't
know
think
it's a
so.
touchy subject there.
Yeah,
No
a
pun
lot of
intended.
touching.
But
yeah.
I mean, I mean,
And they say Burger King workers are going on strike because their teens are forced to be there. I don't know. The employees are forced to be there. And I hear this happening a lot. No one is forced to be at a job, right? No one can force someone to. Like, I could walk off my job whenever I want, right?
could. Well,
I've
it depends on what they're
done
they're
it
doing.
before.
I mean, if they're sort of like violating their rights and doing something clearly,
No one's forcing you to stay somewhere. Jeez.
it's true. I mean,
Man.
yeah. I mean,
You,
it's a
you
shitty
could
job.
leave and then sue, but like
I mean, you can unionize and be like demand higher wages.
you can't. I mean, just say you're forced to makes you just sound lame. Like they're not letting me leave. At that point, if I feel forced, like someone
Well,
saying you cannot leave, I would pack up my my burgers, throw it in a bag. I would take a bunch of stuff, say I'm out of here, and then
So what do you mean they're forcing them?
the employees are saying they're forced to not clock out.
Wow.
All right, so we're wrapping things up
All
here.
right.
We had some holidays. Juneteenth is today.
Yes.
Watch Day is today too, because no one wears watches anymore. No one. So it's commemorating. We used to have watches. Sauntering Day. I guess it's when people saunter. So like
Great day.
some people at my work.
Should be
saunter
saunter
too much.
day. Should be every day. There should be
Yeah.
a non-saunter day, maybe. for
If
people,
everyone's
a
doing it
mope
together.
day, moping day.
Sickle Cell Day, Garfield the Cat Day, FreeBSD Day. I guess that means bondage and some dungeon. I guess yeah.
BDSM.
BSD Day.
That's bondage, submission, domination.
Yeah, and they say it's illegal for cannabis users to own guns. What do you think about that, man? Like, why? It's legal to have the
I think a
cannabis.
cannabis user would be more likely to shoot himself by some stupid space cadet move than to be violent toward others. Is what I would say. It's more, yeah. So I don't think that should be illegal. You should. I mean, if you can't, it's like, yeah. Like,
I mean, you're gonna be stoned. You're probably on your couch. A robber comes in. You're like, bro, come on, man. Don't make me have to shoot you, man. Come
Yeah.
on, don't. Is that you got a gun to my head, bro? All right. I'm gonna have to shoot you. Like, I feel like they would be more peaceful.
I think, yeah, marijuana is generally quite a peaceful drug.
And have you ever? Oh, should I get one more song?
Oh, we should definitely know where we keep up.
Do you have a
Oh,
3-minute song?
Well,
Sure, but we want to know where everything that he gets.
yes.
Plug it in. Actually, yeah. Let's just
Well, Jl Stiles. That's JLSTILES. JLStiles.com. I'm everywhere online, like everybody is, and you know,
yeah.
and
Do you have an
track me
Animal
there.
Crossing account? Animal Crossing?
I don't.
Dana does Animal Crossing. So.
Oh, I never heard of it. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Did you say all the places? Your plugs?
Well, yeah, JLStiles.com is where
Okay.
is sort of the hub, and JLSTILES. If you search that, you'll find
Oh.
me.
So next week I was supposed to have a band and a singer, and the band is performing. Oh, stop getting nervous. No, actually, you looked very calm right now. I'm surprised. And see, so yeah, so that's it with the plugs. So if you just wanted to do a song to wrap things up, one last song and
One last song?
and we're done.
All right.
Yeah, so we're done talking.
Play us out, for
and
sure.
then yeah.
Right on.
Make me down, pat it on your floor. Make me down, make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on the floor. Gone up country with the cold sleeting snow. Gone up country while the cold sleeting snow. Going up to the country with the cold sleeting snow. No telling where I may go. Just make me a down. Make me a down. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor. Yeah, don't you let my good girl catch you here. Please don't let my good girl catch you here. For she might shoot you, liable to cut you and stab you too. No telling what she might do. Just make me a down. Make me down. Make me a pallet down soft and low. Make me a pallet on your floor.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, wait. We're done.